The mayor of Warsaw is tapping the international community for help, saying his city is overwhelmed with refugees.
Officials say more than 1.5 million Ukrainians have fled to Poland, with about 1/10 of those heading to the capital city. The mayor says Warsaw is doing what it can to help, but argues the current situation is not sustainable, especially as volunteers begin to return to their regular jobs. He also says the city is seeing more people who've experienced significant trauma compared to those who arrived weeks ago, and finding housing for refugees is becoming a problem.
More about the refugee crisis is insider senior politics reporter John Haltiwanger. He joins us from Rzeszów, Poland. Thank you for joining us. First of all, you've been in Poland for about a week. What are you seeing, and how has this situation changed now as compared to when you first arrived?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. The situation really is escalating rapidly. We're seeing thousands of Ukrainians flee an unprovoked war, coming into Poland, looking for refuge here, and also heading off to other cities in other parts of Europe like Berlin, Paris, and Barcelona. I visited train stations. I visited border crossings. I visited an abandoned mall that was turned into a refugee transit center. And they're getting filled up literally by the minute, by the hour. Buses are coming in. Trains are coming in. They're filled with refugees. These are mostly women and children. Men of a certain age are not allowed to leave the country due to the war. And that's kind of the hard part here, is many of these refugees have left behind family members, not just men, but also older relatives, either because they didn't want to leave or had difficulties leaving due to disabilities. And in some cases, some refugees told me that even the older Ukrainians wanted to stay and take the fight to Russia.
John, we see these images, just images, photos of what's going on there, and it's so heartbreaking and really unbelievable. You're there on the ground. It's hard to imagine what you're seeing. As people do come across the border there in Poland, what have they been telling you about their experiences and what it took to get to safety? Is there any story that really struck you, that really has stuck with you?
Absolutely. Well, I spoke to a family of 8 today at a train station in Lublin, Poland, and it took them over a week to travel from where they were in Ukraine across the border. And at one point, their train got stopped due to an air raid siren. They turned off all the power so that the train wouldn't be seen. They were packed into a car with 250 people, and they were seriously concerned that the train would be bombed. And I asked them what was going through their minds during that moment, and they simply said fear.
John, we've seen an outpouring of support for Ukrainians from all over the world, but Poland's there on the front line of this refugee crisis. How is the Polish government and the people handling the more than 1 million people who are trying to get in there and be safe?
From what I've seen, the response has been incredibly welcoming and organized, albeit I have spoken to some volunteers who said that they'd really like to see a bit more assistance from the government. In many cases, we're just seeing average Poles, regular citizens, step up to the plate and help Ukrainians in need. They're bringing in food that they've made. They're bringing in sandwiches. They're donating water, SIM cards, diapers. I've met volunteers from all over the world, Florida, Liverpool, England, Paris, France. It's really been incredible to see the outpouring of support to these Ukrainians. But as I said, they are kind of concerned that they could get overstretched at a certain point, given the scale of this. I mean, as we've noted, this is over 1.5 million, and we're not even a month into this war. There's really no end in sight at this point. We're likely to see, thousands, if not even over 1 million more people pour in as the fighting continues. And they're really going to need a lot of assistance from the government, but also international NGOs who have the type of resources and experience to help handle these types of situations.
John, I mentioned earlier, we only see images and video, in other countries. We're not there. Is there anything you think it's important for our viewers to know that we aren't necessarily seeing that should be out there? Anything that we can do to help, anything at all?
So I've been asking most, if not all, of the Ukrainians I've spoken with, what can the U.S., what can the wider world do to help? Some have simply said, pray, continue to keep Ukraine on our minds. Others have called for the U.S. and NATO to close the sky. This essentially means they want a no-fly zone. NATO and the U.S. have said this really isn't an option. because it would require the alliance to shoot down Russian warplanes, and it would put 30 countries at war with Russia, including nuclear powers. But it's understandable why Ukrainians are asking for this. They just want the war to be over. But based on the conversations I've had, really, yeah, we need to continue to keep Ukraine in our minds. These people are suffering. They're traumatized. They've seen terrible things. They've had to leave relatives behind. Some have lost relatives. And as I said a few moments ago, it's not clear when this war will end. And Ukrainians will continue to suffer in the process.
It's impossible to imagine what they're going through. John Haltiwanger, thank you.
Thanks for having me.